Today I thought I would do another movie video, slash books, slash TV shows, like all the stuff I've watched since the last time I filmed one of these. And yeah, I thought you guys might enjoy this because although I don't get so many views on these videos, somehow, like, all you guys, like, I've had 20 messages on Instagram in the last like month from you guys being like, oh, I watched this because of your recommendation, and you know, so I guess someone's watching these, even if YouTube isn't realizing it. So I have quite a list here. I feel like I totally got sidetracked and forgot about doing this. So this is going to be a video, so you might want to pause it, get some tea or some coffee or some snacks. And let's get into it. The first thing here is The Staircase, which is a 13-episode documentary on Netflix. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about it if you're into like crime things, like true crime. It's about a man who was arrested for killing his wife. Actually, I watched Forensic Files and there was an episode about it, and it kind of just was from what happened then. But since this documentary started when the crime first took place, all the way through the first court case, and then also through like an appeal, and it's pretty much from I think 2008 all the way till now. It's very interesting. Some parts of it I'm like, oh my god, can we like get through this? But I feel like no matter what you, like if you watch it, even though there's like, you know, proof, you still kind of have your own opinion. Like, did he do it? Did he not do it? Next is Period, End of Sentence, which is a very short documentary which I recommend everyone watch. It won an Academy Award, and it's kind of about menstrual products in other countries where women don't have access to them. Women can't go to school during their period. Women don't even really know about pads, and it's about people who are creating pads for women in other countries who don't have access the way that we do. And I think it's really super interesting. It's a real quick watch. I think it's like a half hour or something like that. I think I wrote down a lot of stuff about how these women's husbands and fathers didn't even really know what was going on. When the women got these jobs, this was giving women jobs making these pads. Most of the men didn't even know what they were making. They thought this was like baby diapers. And it shows kind of like how men and women don't talk about this, and women in other countries are silenced about it. I mean, men in America barely even know, and like women in other countries don't even know about it at all. So I feel like it was definitely a good movie to watch. I feel like they should have that, they should play that in like sex ed classes. Okay, next is pretty funny but kind of weird. It's called Room for Rent. Was it on Netflix? Oh, I can't remember where I watched it. Might have been Amazon? I think it might be Amazon. It's a movie. Patrick J. Adams from Suits is in it, and his character is so different, but it's super, super weird. It's about a guy who won the lottery, and he pretty much wasted all his lottery winnings. And so he lives with his parents, and his parents want to downsize. And he's like, yeah, no, we can't sell the house because he lives with his parents. He's pretty lazy. He's not like the kind of person that lives with their parents and like tries to help out. He acts like, you know what I'm talking about. So he suggests that someone move into their extra room so that they can afford to keep living in their house. And from there, lots of crazy stuff happens. It's like super weird. I feel like you have to have like an odd sense of humor to enjoy it, but I thought it was pretty enjoyable. Isn't it romantic? I thought this was great. The one with, oh my god, Rebel Wilson. It's the one that's kind of making fun of romantic comedies. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like a real happy movie. It's something you don't really have to think too hard about. It was actually quite original. I was expecting it to be kind of cheesy, and it was kind of cheesy, but it's not exactly what you expected, but kind of what you expected. Oh my god, Leaving Neverland. I don't even know if I should talk about this, because people are gonna like freak out. It's about the alleged abuse from Michael Jackson on these two boys, who are men now. I believe it happened. I think if you watch this, you can't believe that it didn't happen. Like, you just can't. Like, there's no way that these people are making this up. And it really bothers me that Michael Jackson is still praised. His music is still listened to. People are such diehard fans. They just can't accept that he would do something like this. And that's like a problem. It was a really, really powerful series, and although a lot of people did talk about it, I don't know, I feel like because he is a different kind of pop star, he's not getting the hate. I don't know, he deserves it in my opinion. I would recommend watching that documentary though. Next, Little Italy. It was good. for sure. It's a movie, I'm pretty sure it was on Amazon. It's with Emma Roberts, Alyssa Milano, and Hayden Christensen, who is so hot. It's kind of like a romantic comedy in a sense about Italian families that are kind of rivals, kind of like a Romeo and Juliet type thing. And you got these two people who have been friends their whole life and they kind of have feelings for each other. And it was cute. It's like kind of, I mean, it was on Amazon. I think it's an Amazon original movie. It was good, and like I watched it and I enjoyed it. I don't know that I would like seek it out to watch again. It's kind of what you would think is like an ABC Family, ooh, freeform like movie. Okay, What Men Want. That was a really good movie. It was like the opposite of What Women Want, which I also liked. I really did like this movie. I think it's way better than the original. You wouldn't expect anything less from Taraji P. Henson. Is the P dropped? I don't know. But it was really funny. Certain moments, there was a couple of moments I was like, really? But then I kind of forgot about them because overall the movie was really good. As much as the movie was like trying to say this woman is too into her career and should like slow down and have a family, kind of like Hallmark movies, why can't she be fulfilled by a job and nothing else? Like, that's my only issue with it. But I mean, I don't know how to describe it. I think it was a really sex positive movie, kind of saying she can do with what she wants. She makes her own decisions. I do think, like I said, it's kind of very Lifetime Hallmark, where it like shows a woman who's really career oriented and just like soften up. And I do think that's kind of like, what? Why should she have to do that? She shouldn't. But at the same time, you could see where she felt empty or lacking. Like, she did want more from her life than just her job. We Were the Lucky Ones is a book that I read, and it was fantastic. I love World War II books. It sounds so bad because they are very sad about the Holocaust and everything, but this was a very, very powerful book, and I'm pretty sure they're making a movie out of it. It was actually based on a true story, which is crazy. I didn't know that until I got to the end, and I was like, what? No way! It was written by a woman who went into the past of her family and discovered what a lot of her family members had been through during that time, and she wrote this book, and it's fantastic. It's about a Jewish family, all who kind of live, you know, the parents, each of their children, each of their spouses, their own children, and kind of how they survive through the war. And they all have to go through different things. You know, some are going to concentration camps, some are going to ghettos, some are going through horrible experiences, some have to bring their kids to other people so they don't get taken. It really opens your eyes to what happened back then. Another book I read, All American Boys, very good. It's about racism and police brutality. It's from, actually, two men wrote it, a white man and a black man, and they write from the perspective of a white teenager and a black teenager, and how both of them view police brutality and how it feels to be a victim of it versus an outsider or friends with the police, kind of coming to terms with what this all really means. I found it very powerful. The ending was kind of like cut short. I wish it had gone on a little bit longer, actually. I think it was really interesting. I think that it's a great way for people to open their eyes a little bit. What's sad is that the situation that is the main situation that this book branches off of, it happens all the time still. Like, as much as I wish like you could say this book changed the world, it might open some people's eyes, which is great, but the exact same thing that happened in this book is happening all the time in the news, and like, it's sick. It's just garbage. So it kind of makes you, it's kind of the thing that kind of makes you mad, but at the same time it's like, you want to make kids read that in school? The Act, wow, okay. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, this is the whole story. If you don't know about it, Google it. I'm not Google. I watched the movie from Lifetime and I thought it was really great, but The Act is an 8-episode series on Hulu with Joey King, who honestly, she's amazing. She's amazing. She deserves all the awards. Patricia Arquette is always amazing. And this is based, of course, on a true story about a mother who pretty much forced her daughter to pretend to be sick and be in a wheelchair so they can get a lot of money. It went beyond that as well. It was very powerful. I definitely the acting was so good. The story was good. The last couple episodes I didn't think were as good. Like the last two weren't as good as the rest of them, in my opinion. But I really enjoyed it. Like, if you're interested in that story, I would highly recommend watching that. Afterlife with Ricky Gervais, I'm pretty sure I've already talked about this. It's fantastic. So good. I think there's like 6 episodes. It's already been picked up for season 2. It's kind of, again, like a dark comedy, like, pretty, like you kind of have to have a thick skin to watch it. You have to be able to laugh at things and realize they're a joke without taking offense. But I think Ricky Gervais is really good at that kind of comedy. Like, telling people, like, this is a joke. Calm down. But this was really fantastic. It's about a man whose wife dies and he's kind of just dealing with life and being miserable. It's just so funny, like you laugh out loud, but at the same time you want to cry. Like, it is so good. It's so good. I highly recommend it. It's the kind of show you can watch in one evening. Like, instead of watching a movie or two, watch this. You will thank me later. Okay, Tyler Perry, Acrimony. This was interesting. I feel like you could tell what was going to happen just from the preview. Taraji P. Henson again, always good. It's a different role for her, I have to say. She's always playing these roles like a really powerful woman, in my opinion, and this one has her kind of beaten down in a way, and it was definitely an interesting role. Pretty much a lesson you learn from, I mean, it's a very good movie. It's interesting, kind of slow moving. Pretty much the lesson you learn from the movie is once a cheater, always a cheater. Instant Family, fantastic. Watch it right now. Like, literally pause this video and go watch Instant Family. It is so freaking good. It's with, gosh, I can't remember the actors' names, but very good. It's about fostering or adoption, I guess, and it's really powerful. I already, before watching this, am a big promoter of adoption and fostering. I think that that's an area so many people ignore. There's so many kids out there that need a good home. Like, for me personally, I definitely want to foster kids, whether I can have my own, biologically or not. I just think it's something so important to do if you're someone who really wants to be a parent. And I think this movie really shows you how you can't just want to go into it blindly. You really need to understand that it's not easy. Getting to know a child that's already their own personality and their own person and adding them to your family is not easy, but it's just so worth it. And I just think that this movie really, really shined a light on it in a really positive way. Like, so many movies take really important topics and I feel like don't do them justice, and I really think this movie took foster care and fostering kids and really did a good job and did it justice. So I'd highly recommend watching it. It's like a movie where you cry and you laugh. It's a really great family movie. Okay, Santa Clarita Diet. What the hell? Why was this show canceled? I don't know, but it's so good. Honestly, the last episode, I do have to say, as much as I wish there was another season, they did kind of end it in a way that it could have been the ending. And it's kind of interesting. I do wish I knew what was going to happen. Netflix just can't give you more than 3 seasons of a show, apparently. November Criminals. I really wanted to watch this. Why? Ansel Elgort? Is that his name? I'm probably wrong. He plays a best friend of a guy who gets shot for nothing. And he wants to investigate because the police aren't doing anything. It's kind of like an indie movie. And it's a little slow to start. But I'm surprised I haven't heard more about it. It is based on a book. But I feel like I saw it somewhere and I was like, oh, I want to watch it, and I didn't realize it came out 2 years ago, and I've never heard anyone talk about it. It's actually a really good movie. I would totally recommend it. Ben is Back. Okay, this was fantastic. I think I probably loved it because I have a personal experience with the stuff that's going on in this movie, so maybe that's why I liked it so much. But Julia Roberts obviously is a fantastic actress, and I think she, if you didn't know, Ben is Back is about a young man who has a really bad addiction to drugs, and Julia Roberts plays his mom, who so well plays a mom of an addict. I don't know what she did to do this role, how much research she did, but she did a fantastic job of really showing how a mother of an addict feels. You want to love your child and hope for them and have faith in them, but you also are so scared all the time, and God, she did a good job. That movie was so strong and powerful. I would really recommend watching it. I think anyone who doesn't understand addiction should watch it. Anyone who's dealt with it from the outside, from the inside, it was fantastic. Okay, The Perfect Date with Noah Centineo. Why do I always say that wrong? And Camila Mendes was in this. For some reason, it's just me, every time there's a movie coming out with Camila Mendes, she's the main person in the commercial, but then when she's in it, she's not a main character. What is that about? That's what happened in this one too. But so this is a movie on Netflix, and of course we all are like, ooh, Noah, yay. I was kind of disappointed with this. I mean, it was good, and I watched the whole thing and made it through, but his character is super trying to be progressive, but still objectifies women. It's sort of annoying, actually. I really wanted to like it, but the dialogue is really fake. It's just not natural. It's very cheesy. As much of a good actor as Noah is, his character is so oblivious, it makes you annoyed. Someone Great. This was a really, really good movie. It's about friendship and sisterhood, friendship, and going through a breakup and what that's like. and I think it's a really accurate description of what it's like to go through a breakup. And it's with, oh my god, what's her name? Oh my god, did I write it down? Shoot, what's her name? Rodriguez. What's her name? Oh my god. From Jane the Virgin. I cannot remember her name. I'm so sorry. Has Brittany Snow in it too. And it's like 3 best friends who just know each other so well and help each other, and it's so good. It's like you want to cry, but it's also funny and sweet, and the acting is really good, the fashion is good, it has a lot of diversity without like being like, oh, we're so diverse. It's just naturally is. And I don't know, I really liked it a lot. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, the longest movie title in the world. Zac Efron really surprised me playing Ted Bundy. Like, I know I like Zac Efron, whatever. He's not my favorite, but I like him. But I feel like we've seen him mostly do comedy or High School Musical, and he did a really fantastic job. Like, I was not expecting to be as shocked by this as I was. It was very interesting. I think you didn't really learn anything you didn't already know about the story, but that's totally fine. It's not really smart to show the human side of a serial killer, but it kind of is, because it kind of shows you from her perspective, his girlfriend's perspective, what she went through, how she saw him, and how you can be so like drawn into this person. I think it also really showed the perspective of the media at the time, and how people believed he was innocent for so long, and how they could. It showed you, like, looking back, like, I wasn't alive during this, so I look back and think, what the hell, why were people so stupid? But it kind of shows you how people could get enveloped into this and believe him. It's the same idea as people believing Michael Jackson still. Like, people get so swallowed up in this person and, like, the person they want you to see, that you don't see who they really are. The Last Summer. Oh, God. KJ Apa. It's his, like, romantic comedy, I guess, on Netflix, and I don't know. It was okay. But again, it was the kind of thing that, like, I wanted so much more from it. It was just the dialogue felt really fake to me. I don't want to say it was hard to get through, but there was just, like, a lot of lying and secrets, and I don't know. It just seemed really predictable to me. But it was fine. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I'd give it, like, a C. Okay, Dead to Me. What? This show is so freaking good. Christina Applegate and what's her face? I don't remember. She played Velma on Scooby-Doo, and she was in ER, and I really like her. And James Marsden, isn't it? This show is amazing. I watched it in one night, and I love it. I also got 2 more people into it, and they both really like it. This show is so good. It's a dark comedy. It's just so good. Like, there's parts where you literally pee your pants laughing, and then other parts where you want to cry. Essentially, it's about a woman whose husband dies. Christina Applegate, her husband dies in a horrible hit-and-run accident, and she becomes really good friends with this other woman from a grief group, and there's lots of secrets and lies and, like, stuff they find out, and, like, mystery and crime, and oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'd highly recommend it if you like a dark comedy, and that is the last thing on my list of movies and TV shows and books for this month. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Sorry it was so long. My throat actually hurts. Subscribe to see more from me, and also let me know down below what one of these things are you going to watch? Have you already watched? What do you think? And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.